Hi, my name is Nico Tritaris, CEO of NTI Blockchain and Ask AI Agents or AI Agents LLC. And this is my cohort.
Sean Burgess. Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm just moving over here between devices, so I'll be on camera here shortly. I'm the owner of My Legacy Management, and we're here working together on some automations and projects to find ways to save time as business owners.
Yeah, so to segue directly into that, and I'll show you how I use ChatGPT, and that's the primary go-to solution because I find it very competent and inexpensive. And a lot of times, businesses start using AI language models and they realize how expensive it can get. So I've got ChatGPT under control. So let's go and ask a question because I think what most small business owners and CEOs and people that run businesses in the US today is they don't want you to approach them and say, hey, we can do solve that problem with AI. I think what they're doing is they're looking for solutions to the problems that they're aware of, the pain points. So I'm going to ask a question and let's see what chat tells us. So tell me the pain points of small business owners in the United States and CEOs, people that run the businesses. And when I say small businesses, I think of it more as like 5 employees to maybe 200 employees or less. And they wake up in the morning and they don't dream or think about AI. They think of all the problems they're going to face that day, that week, that month. So give me a list of, say, 10 most important thing that small business owners think of when they wake up in the morning. So I always talk to my solutions. So, it's getting to the point where this stuff is so fast, you don't even have time to press the button and start reading. Um, how do I survive another day, keep my customers happy, and make payroll? Wow.
Yeah.
How do I get more customers? How do I keep my existing customers happy? How do I make enough money this month? How do I find and keep good employees? How do I reduce the amount of time I spend putting out fires? How do I stop working 60 to 80 hours every week? How do I keep cash flow flowing? How do I stay organized without the things slipping through the cracks? How do I beat my competitors? How do I grow without everything breaking? So that is actually quite telling. So I'm assuming that a lot of the businesses are struggling with these questions and these issues. And I started my IT company about 40 years ago as a IT
I'm just
consultant.
curious. I think it'd be a good video. Maybe we'll do it sometime this week and just ask the same question, but put it as a video and see if the answers we get, the responses online align with the answer that we're getting here. I think it'll be close, but
Yeah, and do a questionnaire maybe on LinkedIn or put it on our website. Um, so I got into AI quite early, maybe 20 years ago, but more full-time 4 years ago. Prior to that, I was an IT consultant, and that involved like writing software solutions like accounting solutions, helping small businesses um, migrate from a typewriter or Word for invoicing and spreadsheets, automating. So I've been actively involved with helping small businesses with the IT side, but now I think it's a
wow, so
combination.
people were still moving off the typewriter?
Yeah, and like to print labels that took they put the envelope in the typewriter and typed the label.
Oh, that's wild. So what could you share a bit on this accounting software? Do you
Yeah,
have
so it
something?
was interesting because I disliked quick
Oh.
Quicken or QuickBooks. And so this is the program I designed. The first version was in 1987. And, accounting is pretty standard, but as a small business, say you're doing a quote or an invoice and you want to have like, I have a profit center, a label, and so I can track certain things about it. So I wrote this base solution, but then I would modify it for different types of businesses. Some as unique as a company that did flooring. And what I did is I added like how much glue do you need per square, in square feet for the building. So they'd put in the dimensions of the rooms that they were doing, and the system would calculate how much flooring they needed, how much glue they needed, how much carpeting, baseboards, and then it would then create a purchase order for the vendors automatically. So it was unique in that sense where it ran the business like they would if they manually uh, created, say, a purchase order or request for quote from various vendors. So I kind of got,
How do you see something like this working in today's day and age?
well, like I said, this same thing happens, but what you can do is then integrate AI. I was not using AI. I was just using like
Mm.
calculations, uh, equations within the accounting solution. So AI could actually, I talked to a client that did fencing, and what he could do with a new version, I would say, okay, why don't you go to the site, have them take pictures of the property and obviously some measurements, and then tell AI to come up with a quote. And that something with more intelligence that you didn't have to do manually. So that's how I do it today. I would use AI and leverage the capability of it because, as you know, if you want to solve a problem, you take a picture of it and you ask AI, like, how do I do this?
Yeah,
Um,
and you mentioned, you chat. I mean, you were just talking, and that's cool that it's built into like ChatGPT and Claude. Do you have ways to kind of do something like that with like technology or software like this?
yeah, I actually, so I develop in a database called FileMaker. It's from
Mm.
Claris, which is a company that belongs to Apple. It's been an Apple company now for, I think, 25 or 35 years. Most people don't know it's a subsidiary. And right now, they're really gung-ho on AI and they're spending a lot of money. And so what I'm going to do is, so I created something about 2 years ago where I was trying to prototype it for one of my clients where you could use Telegram to directly talk to the database. So you could query it. And I have a client who does owns property and he could be on his phone driving and I create a system where he can just query the tenant file and say,
Oh
hey,
wow, it's like
give
a open claw before open claw.
yeah. And he can just say, hey, give me the cell number of the owner at that property, or has he paid his rent yet? So you can just query the database verbally, which is helpful because instead of having to go into a database, and I guess I can do, I had a demo that I can share later, but it's kind of a long one. But let's see, let's go to there's this healthcare solution I created called MedNexus, and it was an EMR because I spent like 6 years in healthcare. So I always say that, say you want to find out or schedule an appointment for a patient. Normally you have to go to the patient list and then you have to find the patient. You have to go into their chart. You then have to go to the appointments tab to look for the appointments and then schedule a new one. So let me try the Telegram and see if it's still working because this was a prototype and I'm not sure if it's still functioning. But basically, what this does is helps like for the doctor seeing the patient. He can query things from the chart, but using his phone, or he can type. So the thing is that if you're in front of a patient, you don't want to talk. You mostly would want to just type the question and have it typed back for privacy. Also, it could translate for you on the fly. So a lot of times a doctor will have to have a translator present. So I think that would help. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I found it. MedNexus. Let me see, and let me see if there's any prior queries.
Wow.
So so basically, you could query it and say, "What is Jane Doe's date of birth?" And it would grab the date of birth from the right here. So let me see if it still works. Oh, and we can type as well. What is so basically think of it as obviously I'm a terrible speller and that doesn't help.
That's why you need to talk to it.
Yeah. Okay. So right now the system is down, but you can see in terms of evidence that I have been able to communicate with it and ask any questions I want of the chart. But I think that's the future is that we want to be able to like verbalize. And like I said,
And I see. I'm just noticing. So it works, but still could like maybe there'd be a layer of like semantic understanding because I'm reading and I can tell okay JD's address on that 10:37 a.m. message. It just probably took you very literally and it was like who's JD? Or
yeah,
actually no, it said patient with initials JD. So I don't know if it just
yeah. Actually, I
that caught
have
it on.
I have actually dived into semantic search because I found it. Well, this was a while back. I found it interesting because say you're searching a database and you have to be very precise. Okay, you have to say exactly what you're looking for, and FileMaker actually has a semantic lookup.
Mm.
So you can say um, symptoms with high blood pressure, okay? And it wouldn't just search the patients with a high blood pressure, something maybe that's related to that. So that is semantic search, which I don't think most people have used because most databases require precise search. You'd say, okay, who's got symptoms for COVID? Well, what are the symptoms of COVID? There could be quite a few. So it's funny you said that because I have done that as well. And being a database developer, basically all data lives on a database. And like, for example, I have a new client in Florida where I did a billing, I did a rewrite of their
Oh,
billing
they're here with
solution.
me in Florida?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
So,
actually, I don't know if this is the Bahamas.
yeah. So they had a system also written in FileMaker and they have this light tech billing system that uses a SQL database. So I found ways where I can interact directly from the FileMaker database to do billing or add new patients. As new patients came in, it would then verify that enough information is available that you'd press a button and or have a loop where there's 10 new patients. You check it, you hit a button, and it actually uploaded all those patients into a SQL database. So what I'm trying to say is that being an AI developer um, is not like AI is going to solve everything. AI is going to be used for everything. You have to take it in measures. Like, for example, I'll show you another example, ChatGPT, where I'm doing some scripting and I will have a question. Or so the key of developing now is knowing how to design, not actually code. So, for example, here I took a picture of, say, a picture of a patient, okay? And then I asked questions and I wanted to write some script. So it'll tell me that, okay, here's a script. Uh, and this is something in the past where we'd have to type, we'd have to know how to do. But right now, all we need to know is give it a picture and it says, oh, based on that, it looks like if the insurance type is one, because the other problem I had is that the solution, instead of saying insurance type is, say, group, it would have a value of one. So I had to have uh, uh, an adjustment to the value I have in FileMaker to the one of LaTeX. So when it inserts it, it'll put type is one or put type is two.
Mm.
So here's a lot of ways to solve problems in terms of programming. And right now we use it for all the programming we do. And there's a point too where we don't even do any coding ourselves. We do
It's
most of
funny
it.
because just before I got on with you here, I was rounding out a loop from the neighborhood, and I had my Telegram open, and I was just like you were talking there with your Sarah. I was talking there with my agent, and I was having the thought where 6 months ago, I'm sitting in the car because I drive a lot, and I'm like, I'd like to work as thoroughly because now I can be extremely technical in my work, code or whatever,
Mhm.
and um, n not necessarily be a programmer myself. I just, I find myself glued to the laptop because even though I'm maybe still delegating work to like AI or ChatGPT, I'm still like managing this process. So I'm still glued to that desk, so to speak. And I'm thinking, what if I could do that driving? And they released um, dispatch and remote control. But you can't really be hands free. But if you have this way where you can chat and have a conversation and be connected to your computer, I think we're there now. You know, you're free to like go about and live your life. Just to drive the point home, I saw a video, a guy, he was playing soccer and he's like getting work done. His laptop's there on the grassy field between goals. He's going and typing into Claude and trying to get work done. So,
Yeah, I
uh,
think the verbalization of a communication is going to take over. And for example, here I have an open claw solution, and basically Sarah and other sub agents that she manages, I communicate with her. And the funny thing is that until recently, I was able to get her to use Llama, which is a free um, model. So the primary model
free
is,
because it's installed on your computer and using your processor, right?
yeah, it's actually running on this computer. Everything is in house in the system right now. It's there's no external models. Everything's running on this actually really old Mac Mini. I'm just looking for some verbal help that or communications we had because I also tell her to be brief, and so she gives me a brief every day on what's happening because she's
I mean, that
managing.
that reminds me of, maybe I understood you differently. Like I thought you were saying be short. I was just saying that was reminding me when you set out on Go Forget, the prompt engineering application. I mean, that was really cool. Like 3 years ago, just the concept of, maybe you can share some more thoughts on it. how to curate the right question.
Yeah. So let's see. So let's just.
Stacy, nicko. Top 3 priorities. 1. Tighten fulfillment. Review active client deliverables, remove blockers, and confirm next milestones. 2. Improve leverage. Automate one repetitive step,
Hmm.
update one template, and simplify one process. 3. Protect quality. Check handoffs, QA the latest work, and close any loose ends before they become rework. Outcome to hit. One cleaner delivery system that saves time and reduces errors this week. Next action. Pick the single messiest workflow right now and fix it for the next client pass.
So as you can tell, it's very well done. Good advice, you know. So she follows me every day and tells me what steps to take. Um, and let's go to some of the questions before. I'm going to answer like a couple, but let's see, let's go. So one of the things that we provide is, and I've been working on this for close to 4 years, is a receptionist, for example, or somebody to take appointments. So let's start a voice call. This is my receptionist for NTI.
Hi, this is Sarah with AI Agents and NTI on a recorded line. Would you like to speak with Nico, or is there something else I can help you with?
I wanted to see if I get a quote for some AI consulting.
Certainly. I can connect you with a sales consultant to share a quote and discuss your AI consulting needs. Could you please tell me your name and a brief overview of what you're hoping to achieve with AI? This will help us tailor the quote. If prefer, I can also schedule a quick strategy call with our team.
No, here's my biggest problem is sometimes we miss phone calls, and missed phone calls is lost revenue.
I understand. Missed calls can indeed impact revenue. We can help with an AI-powered front desk to handle calls 24/7, provide smart scheduling, and reduce no-shows. If you'd like, I can arrange a brief strategy call with a sales consultant to scope a quote focused on capturing more inquiries and bookings. May I have your full name and the best email to reach you? And would you prefer a quick call or a longer strategy session?
It's a quick call. So the name is Nico Smith. And what was the other question? Sorry.
Thank you, Nico.
Oh,
I'll set up a quick strategy call with a sales consultant to scope a quote focused on capturing more inquiries and bookings. Please confirm your best email address so we can send the calendar address so any prep materials, and I'll arrange a brief call time that works for you.
so it's
Also, would you?
so my email is nicko at askaiagents.com.
Thank you, Nico. I have your email as nico at askaiagents.com. I will arrange a quick strategy call with a sales consultant to scope a quote for
Okay,
AI
thanks.
consulting that focuses.
I got to run. Thanks. So that's an example of handling all those.
That's pretty
Uh,
solid.
yeah, I think so. So that was one of the things on the chat that it said where basically it was I think missed calls or more clients. Um, it was what was the small businesses? Let's see. So basically, what we'll do is we'll kind of look for the biggest pain points, and what I'm trying to express here too is the fact that we're not just a shop that does AI, and you know, not just because you're a hammer, you shouldn't be looking for nails.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good point, and that's a really good overview. I'm looking forward to diving into some more topics. Did you have another one you were going to cover?
Um, do you remember any of the other ones that we had?
I mean, I know you had that like real estate app or the digital asset ID or Citadel,
Oh, yeah, that's a whole kind of interesting topics. Let's see if we have it.
maybe just one. to wrap us up.
Yeah, so this is the timeline of all the things that we've been doing. Oh, here's Gopher Get, Citadel Data. This is something. Oh, and before I forget, one of the things that we're offering is training and consulting. So we do have an AI boot camp and a special offer right now of $29, and it's
Oh
made,
well.
yeah, it's made for total beginners. And when I say total beginners, I've met a lot of people and they've kind of tried ChatGPT. Oh yeah, I use ChatGPT, but there's such bad habits, that if you
Yeah, this is
learn,
tough. I mean, it's daunting. It can feel like a lot, and it's like where do you even start? And it's
yeah,
I don't think it's necessarily about trying to keep up. It's I mean, getting into a course like this is something that is gonna take you through the starter steps. Kind of get the training wheels on and then off as soon as you're ready to take them off,
yeah.
so
And
that
for
you can
example,
kind
I
of.
learned something that I didn't know, and I'm doing it right now all the time. Is if I'm going to do if I have a different question, I need to start a new session, a new tab, because it remembers them. So you can go back to that and see what were the questions you were asking. So never continue the conversation when when the subject changes, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, and I always I'll actually for the most part if I'm asking more like just a quick question, I'll just start a temporary chat. I don't need all these random things that I just got a quick response for, to be part of my longer term memory so it,
Yeah.
doesn't bloat up.
Yeah. So here's, for example, let's see if we go to this is the actual boot camp lessons that I'm working on. Let's see, let's go to this one.
Oh, that's really cool.
I'm going to share my screen, and I want you all to follow along with me. This is the main screen. It's designed to be simple, just like a text messaging app. You have the main chat window here in the center, and this box at the bottom is where we'll type our instructions. On the left, you have your conversation history. Think of each conversation as a separate memory for the AI. Let's
Wow, so
say
this
our
takes
first
you through
conversation.
everything.
I'm just going to ask ChatGPT one simple question. I'll type, "What are the key benefits of teamwork?" and press enter. And there you have it. In just a few seconds, it has generated a well-structured answer. Now, a few key features to know before you jump in. First, see this new chat button at the top? It's really important. When you want to talk about a new topic, always start a new chat. This prevents the AI from getting confused. If we suddenly started asking about marketing in the same chat,
Anyway, so that's an example of the courses we do, which are very structured. There's quizzes, and you get a certificate of completion. And I think you should always start using these tools with the fundamentals and doing it properly. So I think for this session, I've got, oh, one more thing to talk about is uh, just uh, go to our LinkedIn account
Hmm.
because we do automatic posting on LinkedIn, and
Yeah, you've got some like an automated process, huh? Did you wired that up with Make, I think you were talking about?
yeah, make.com, and which is actually the demo right here. Funny thing. Um,
Oh, nice.
so every day there's 7 different topics that it creates content. It goes to the websites, it grabs the summary of it, and then basically it creates an image, and then it goes to each social media site and it posts it. So here's a mix of different videos. These, okay, so here's one that's dental. The topic is dental. Um, and this one, let's see, is AI. So basically, It talks about the main topics. It could be from not politics, U.S. news. Oh, here's one about layoffs. Let's see. No,
Hmm. Yeah, that's really cool. Mm.
Hugging Face CEO advocates for radical transparency after OpenAI hack. Um, and that's something else too. Is we we are cognitive, and I'll tell you a good example of a company that really did it the right way. So I did a study on IKEA, and what they did is for 2 years now, they started implementing an integration of AI into the company. But they do care about the employees. So what they did instead is they were able to remove 3,800 people from customer service. But what they did, which is I think the right method, is they started cross-training them in different areas like design, other ways they could help, and they didn't lay off a single person. And the benefit was that they actually made an additional $1.4 billion in revenue. So I
Oh
think
yeah,
that's the
I
way
think I
companies.
think this is, there's so much doom and gloom around AI, and I think it's still creating a lot more opportunity
Y-
than.
Yeah. Oh, I just posted this today. This is my daughter, and we did this project about 12 years ago. Um,
Hey, Mine is a new way of authenticating, tracking, and transferring your possession. Mine uses scannable QR codes to create unique digital asset IDs that are secured with blockchain technology. Using the Mine database, you can track the history of any possession you buy or sell on eBay, Craigslist, or even from your best friend. Digital asset ID tag or token is tamper proof and assigns a serial number to your possessions that corresponds to a blockchain encrypted record on the Mine database. The ID number can be used to verify ownership, authenticity, view a transfer history, and validate specifications of a property, ensuring a secure transfer for buyers and sellers.
Oh wow,
Using
that's
a
pretty
digital
cool.
asset ID tag or token is easy. Simply remove a tag and apply it. Your possession and its history is now protected by this tamper-proof ID number. For possessions in which it doesn't make sense to use a tag, you can get a Mine token that contains the serial number and QR code associated with your digital asset ID in the Mine database. Once you have applied your digital asset ID tag or token to your possession, you can register it in the database, entering important information as the brand, model, description, date of purchase, value, and additional notes on the possession's history. Using the camera on your smartphone, you can add an image of your possession, as well as an image of its digital asset ID tag or token. The scannable QR code on your tag or token allows you to track your possession through passive GPS if lost or stolen. The Mine database takes the risks out of buying knockoffs of expensive brands, stolen possessions, or cars and houses with hidden histories. Mine puts your possessions at your fingertips.
Very cool.
yeah. So I bring this up because it is becoming a topic with the tokenization of all assets, and we also are blockchain developers, and I think that's going to become more common. And as you could tell, that if you're selling, say, a used truck for cash, you show up at the point of sale, the guy gives you a title, you give him cash. What if that title is counterfeit? You know?
Yeah, or there's a lien or something.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, join us on also LinkedIn. If you go to the profile here, oops, no, it is actually NTI blockchain. And you
Nice. Okay.
can reach out to us, watch our videos, and also we do have a YouTube channel um, that we can put in the link of this video. But thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on upcoming videos where we kind of go over the pain points of current people today that are running businesses, and
Yeah, and we
maybe
have a we have a, working session this coming week
I
with
th
the
yeah, I think so. This is what we have to do is I think we need to start maybe finding small business owners to interview them, and let's
oh, okay.
talk.
So, anyone that may be interested can come on. We'll maybe see if it's a good fit, but make sure we
Yeah.
can get some
Oh,
business owners interviewed
he,
on the panel.
here's another product. So I had a broker's license in real estate, so I wrote a program called iTop Agent. Um, I did a whole bunch of things of dating back to 84. Well, okay. Yeah, so I think if we make it real and say, okay, are you a business owner and you've been thinking of integrating AI? Why don't we just have a Q&A and figure out what are the true needs and how we can address it with the true solutions that help them and make them like one of the things in the answers was get me more customers, help me
Yeah,
be more competitive.
I
Um,
think I think we can definitely talk through some points that'll get some solutions up for these people. Absolutely. That's
okay,
awesome.
okay, thanks, and I will go and post this on well everywhere, YouTube, because we post on all the social media channels, and you can reach out to us at the email address, or you can actually make a phone call. We do accept phone calls. We will talk to you. We're not we're not we're not shy about answering the phone because I think we can help.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get a real response. All right. Thank you guys.
Okay, take care. Bye.